Hi, I'm Jason Myers, a technical writer at InfluxDB.
And I'm Jay Clifford, a developer advocate at InfluxData.
And today we're talking about client libraries. So Jay, I'm going to start with the basic question. What exactly are client libraries?
Well, Jason, InfluxDB comes with a REST API. And through the REST API, you can pretty much control every aspect of InfluxDB, whether that be writing, querying, or even database administration. What the client libraries enable you to do is they act like wrappers for popular developer libraries and have some pretty awesome extensible features.
Okay, cool. So I see you have some languages written up here. What languages do we have client libraries for with InfluxDB?
So we actually support and maintain 14 different libraries. And they cover a large variety of our demographics. We have some of our main libraries, such as Python and Java. We also cover more specific libraries like R for data scientists. And we now even support board-based libraries like Arduino.
Oh, so it sounds like whatever language you're comfortable in, we've got probably have a library for it.
Exactly.
Okay, very cool. That sounds like it's very helpful. So what are some of the core functions of these client libraries?
So I think they sort of fill into 3 categories. So you have writing, querying, and administration. Writing is exactly what it says on the tin. It handles getting your data into InfluxDB for ingest. And that also supports a bunch of other little libraries and tools to help you out, whether it be conversion from popular structures such as JSON, CSV, or dictionaries. We also have querying, and this allows you to build dynamic Flux queries within your code and send those to InfluxDB to retrieve your data.
Nice.
And lastly, we have administration. So administration covers advanced features like API invocable scripts, which we'll cover in another video.
Awesome. Well, I see you have an example up here. Can you maybe run us through what this initial setup entails for a client library?
Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to be using trusty Python because that's my favorite. But give or take the language syntax for each of our other client libraries, the structure is pretty much the same. So you have exactly really 2 phases, initialization and acting. So within the initialization phase, we basically call our library, which you can see here. We then want to be able to connect to our InfluxDB instance. So what we're going to do is we're going to call the class InfluxDB client. And we need 3 parameters for this: URL, organization, and token. Next, what we need to do is we need to create an instance of our write API. And that's going to do the heavy lifting in terms of writing our data. So all we're doing here is we're assigning this to a variable, write API equals client.write API. Next, we actually need to build out some line protocol to send to InfluxDB. So that's how we write data to InfluxDB. We actually have a really nice helper function here that allows you to write line protocol without even realizing you're writing line protocol. So essentially, I establish my point, which is my measurement, a tag, which is my metadata, a field, which is the actual values, and then of course, since we're dealing with time series data, we have our timestamp on the end.
Makes sense. Stands to reason.
Exactly. And right, lastly, all we need to do is simply call write, point to the bucket, and then take that record that we've just created and send that to InfluxDB.
That's pretty awesome. All right, so as someone who works with client libraries all the time, is there a feature that you think you might want to highlight or just tell folks about that they may not already know about?
So if I had to think of, like, say, a client library feature of the week,
Sure.
Yeah, then it would have to be our Pandas data frame integration. So if you didn't know, Pandas is an open source data analytics tool used by lots of data scientists and data engineers all around the world. Through our client library, you automate the process of dropping between and from a data frame when working within the InfluxDB environment, which is amazing in blending our platform with an amazing open source package like Pandas.
That sounds like it's extremely useful. So at the beginning, you mentioned the REST API. So is there a reason why I can't just use the REST API? Why would I want to use a client library instead?
So you are right? You could essentially do all of this within the API itself, and you could just call those endpoints and do it. But what it boils down to is ease of use and sort of efficiency. So what you're missing out on is those conversion libraries that allowed you to convert from popular structures to line protocol. You also miss the ability to write clean, simple code, which is what we're all about at InfluxData.
Oh, that sounds like an awesome feature. And we're really big on time to awesome here. So I think that would meshes really nicely.
Exactly.
Oh, excellent. Thanks, Jay. So that's an introduction to client libraries. I hope that was useful for you, and we can't wait to see what you build.